All right, welcome back, everybody. This week we're going to continue talking about mobile. We're actually going to bring up an old favorite here, the recipes website from week 8, I believe. So this is the week 8 recipes files. So what you can do is copy the images, media, recipes.css, and recipes.html, copy it and paste it into your week 11 folder. And we're going to be working off of those files. So as you can see over here, I have our recipes.cswd.com website, and I have the HTML and CSS up as well. Let's see that. The other thing I have handy is the mobile version, because that's what we're going to be working on today. So I have an iPhone simulator up, and I'm going to be just focusing on the iPhone today because it's what I have loaded on my machine, and it's a fairly common device. These same principles can be applied to other mobile devices. You just need to know specifically what your device parameters are. So looking at this website right now, it actually doesn't look too bad in the mobile device. So what a lot of these mobile devices do, in fact most of them, in particular mobile Safari and also Chrome's mobile browser, which you'd find on a lot of Android devices, they're going to scale these web pages way back as if this page was 960 pixels wide. So it's treating this as like, unless it's told specifically otherwise, it's going to treat this website as if it were built to be viewed on a large browser, or excuse me, like a large screen, like a desktop screen. So it formats it like it's doing right here. It tries to mimic what it looks like on the larger screen, which is actually a really good idea. This helps transition to mobile. It helps full-scale websites that were built for the desktop look good on mobile, but it also allows an adequate browsing experience from the mobile device. So the problem is that this becomes very hard to read. So the lettering is very small, the video is pretty clear, but even our titling, and it's just hard to see. So it's not a very engaging site from a mobile experience. And in fact, with just a few lines of CSS and using our media queries, which we started to look at last week, we can actually make this site much, much better looking on our mobile device, and even expand further on and look at iPads and things like that. So let's take a look and see what we have to do to make this look good on the mobile device. So the first and most important thing that we have to do before we even get into any CSS is we need to tell the mobile device that we don't want it to do this. And what I mean by this is pretend that it's a much larger screen. We want it to be actually the device width. So you probably remember seeing this little bit of code pop into existence last week when we worked with Twitter Bootstrap and implemented the responsive design, which is what we're doing today as well. We had to add this viewport meta tag into our HTML. And what the viewport meta tag does is it tells our mobile device, hey, don't pretend like you're a huge desktop monitor, pretend like you're the small monitor that we know you are, pretend that you're 320 pixels wide, or in this case, pretend that you're the device width. So this little content, the content section of our viewport meta, this first line here is going to tell the iPhone, hey, size down to your native width. And then it's going to tell the iPhone, hey, make sure you're scaled 1 to 1. There's no zoom happening. So what happens when we save this and we refresh our iPhone, you can see it zooms way, way in. So I'm only seeing the first 320 pixels of the website. Now the main website is unaffected, nothing happened there. But you can see what we're really seeing is let's see if I can move that down. What we're really seeing is just the corner of the website here. About like that. So that's not going to work. What we want to do is now add some additional CSS rules to make that look a little bit better. So just to make sure we're all in the same that we're all at the same point, make sure in your recipes.html file you've added a viewport meta tag with the name attribute set to viewport and the content attribute set to width equals device width, comma, initial scale 1.0. And then test that on a simulator, or if you just have a mobile device, you can test it there. And make sure you're seeing a full zoomed in version of the site. And also make sure that your normal site, that your site in your normal browser is being viewed correctly. And in the next video, we'll start working with some media queries to make this look a little bit better on the iPhone device.